Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And when it comes to Tectonic, you need to hear me out. Now, one of my subscribers asked me to take a look at it. Actually, a lot of them have over time, but I just been putting it off. But it's been getting a lot of attention, so I thought I'd take a look at it. Now, I'm going to tell you some pretty bullish information about Tectonic, but I'm going to tell you my concerns, and they're concerns that everyone should have. Now, they are not necessarily negative, but you just need to understand the risk reward of my concerns, what it creates in this token environment. So anyway, let's get into it. If you haven't been to their website, go to tectonic.finance, surf around, read the white paper, check them out. Guys, they do so much right. I mean, this is a wonderful DeFi platform. And from talking or listening to a few developers talk about it, you know, it really could be one of the big players in DeFi. Now, they have their claim, one of the big claims is they are constantly audited everything across the board, and they want to be very regulated and compliant. But now the big thing that I like, and I think it's probably the future, is they are creating a insurance fund, because you know you're going to have staking across the board, yield farming, all kinds of stuff that's going to be able to be done on this platform, and they are creating where a certain amount of every trade or the fees go into an insurance fund. So if there's ever a hack or you lose your money or there's a liquidity issue, they'll have an insurance fund. I like that, and I think that could be a game changer, but I'm sure if it's successful, everyone will adopt it. But it looks really, really good. Now, they have real good interoperability. They have a EVM bridge and pretty much can go in and out of any platform you want, from my understanding. I've never used it, but it's a great platform, outsider looking in, and not one developer that I've listened to really has anything bad to say to it. Now, that leads me into my concerns. The first thing is, guys, I literally had to Google this. It took me about 5 minutes to figure out this number. There's 500 trillion tokens. Guys, that is such a bizarre amount. Like, I thought XRP had a lot of tokens, you know, Dogecoin, all them. Guys, 500 trillion tokens. And the real reason I ended up making this video is when I was doing a little bit of research, I saw 2 or 3 different people. One said it was going to $1, and the other one said that it's probably going double digit. So you're talking $10 or higher. Well, guys, math says that's not going to happen. And it may happen in our lifetime if you live long enough, but it's not going to happen in the next bull run, which is, for me, pretty much outside of Bitcoin. In some of my small bags, I call them just stack them and forget them bags. They're very small amounts that, you know, some of these high flying projects, and this may be one of them, that the amount is so low that you could throw $100 in there, or maybe 500, maybe 1,000, and just forget about it and go, you know, I'm just going to come check it in 5 years, see what happens, you know. So that's one of my strategies. But for real money, you know, this isn't a project I personally want to get into. Now, my biggest concerns outside of the supply, and well, wait a minute, I need to finish of why that is so significant. First of all, the team got like 23%. Well, guys, that's like 120 trillion tokens. And then I can't really tell when I studied the tokenomics of who controls some of the other ones, but like they have a marketing, fund, they have a insurance fund, they have a couple of different funds. Well, I'm assuming the team is controlling that, and it's about half the tokens. So that was kind of concerning, but the unlock that's going to happen over the next couple of years and the supply of tokens that are going to hit the market, that is going to put so much pressure on this project. In my opinion, not financial advice, this project can never, ever pump and sustain that. No, let's back up. When I say never, ever, let's just say in the next 5 years, it can never, ever do this. So, when you have that kind of pressure that can come out of nowhere and we don't know how much or when, that is a big risk. Now, that being said, you got projects like Dogecoin or Shiba. As we know, they can pump and pump and pump and pump. They will not sustain it, but they can pump hard. So the whole point I'm trying to make about the tokenomics and the dumping is not necessarily a negative. I just don't want you to get comfortable in, let's say, the next bull run when this thing takes off and you got a 20x, 30x, 50x, and you're like, man, this thing's going to 1000x. And then you get dumped on. But when you look at this, guys, I mean, I'm not telling you to start stacking it, but it might be something, it's at 0.0000001, and this is 1 0 less. That's a big move, guys. But when you're starting from there and you can you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros less. That is, don't quote me on this. I think that's a 250x to take out its old high. And so obviously, in my opinion, if it happens to take out its old high, it will be changing gears. So anyway, if that happens, I'd highly recommend taking your profits. I know I'll be taking mine. Again, not financial advice. Now, my biggest concerns, guys, and it's not just this one, but it's pretty much every project, but especially DeFi. Until we get regulation, there's no way I'm going to stack a bag in a DeFi protocol. Just not going to do it. But I will own it short term, or I may day trade it or short it or something like that. But, it's hard to stack these bags, guys, with any real money for sure, being that we don't know regulation. And DeFi, we know the exchanges and DeFi, it's got a long way until we're going to have regulation clarity. So that's kind of one of my concerns. Now, the other concern is just adoption, guys. This, DeFi is so competitive. And what normally happens in especially DeFi, the ones that seem to figure it out and get a lot of, total value locked on it with their staking, it tends to be the big money, and everyone tends to follow because they get more certain or they get more comfortable. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that this is not one that will get the adoption and be the one. I mean, it does have the setup, the platform, the mechanics. Now, on the positive side that I forgot to tell you, right now it's centralized for the most part, but it is a governance token, and their goal is to make it 100% decentralized. Now, the reason that, the tokens, I mean, they do concern me, the token supply, but being that it's a governance in the future, let's just say 2-3 years from now, it's totally decentralized, they could vote in a burn mechanism, which is pretty common for a lot of projects that have, big token allotment. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to throw that out there to you. Oh yeah, one other really positive thing. You know, this was built on top of Cronos. However, the founder, his name is Gary Orr. Gary Orr was the former CTO of Crypto.com. So this guy's been around. He's obviously knows what he's doing, and he's obviously well connected. And you have to think that's a really strong connection between this platform and Cronos. So that is extremely positive. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I know I didn't really get that out in order like I wanted to, but I really just wanted to warn you that any project that has tokenomics like this, you got to beware that you can get dumped on at any time. But that doesn't mean it can't pump and pump and pump. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please do so. Hit that notification. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections. Are you stacking any of this token? Just let me know in the comments. And that being said, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I've already said that. Hit that like button, guys. Come back, be part of this community. Take care.